Yo, what up, man? Chris, somebody checking back in, man, back with the blog, man. Let's get into this blog. It's a lot to get into, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Before I get into this blog, Kayshawn's event is today. If you want to support, you know what I'm saying? It's going down in New York City. Shotty Horror is in New York City. I think the tickets are $40. That's a very low price for a battle rap event. If you want to support, pull up Rap Grid. You can also support. Now, there was no face-off last night. Now, Kayshawn, that is a dropped, you have dropped the ball doing that. We have not heard from Shotty Horror. We have not really heard much from you other than some tweets here and there. A face-off would have went a long way to help him promote. We don't know who the hell Nick G is. You needed a face-off to get the energy between Big T, Reed, Dollar, Sirius Jones, all that kind of stuff. You definitely needed a face-off. To not do a face-off is egregious in 2025. And you're talking about this is your return battle and you trying to bring battle rap back and all this kind of stuff. You didn't even do a face-off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, you was on ARP's live doing an interview and he flat out asked you, will we get a face-off for you and Shotty? And you said yes. So that's already one lie. And this is what I say about being transparent. You didn't do the face-off. You didn't tell people you're not doing a face-off. So you have people wondering last night, will there be a face-off? And there's no face-off. So this is already of what could be a black eye to your event. I hope it's not. We'll see what the ticket sales look like. We'll see what the crowd looks like on a pay-per-view and what the energy is like in the building. But just remember, there was no face-off. So that is on you as the face of this league and the person that's making this stuff happen. So I just want to say that. All right, let me get into this KO Danny BBL hustle, man, and make sure you add the BBL. When you talk about hustle, make sure you add the BBL. I just want to say that I do feel like it's a lot of clown behavior on everybody's part. Everybody is being a fucking clown in this situation. Some people deserve more blame than others, and I'll get into that. Let me just try to go all the way back to when this thing kind of started. Okay. I know a little about KO. I know about the Beasley ARP situation. After that, I kind of was cool on KO. I thought he was like not good for the culture, all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, I'm cool. But I think he started reaching out to me. I don't know if it was on Twitter or whatever. I got to know him a little bit. Eventually, I gave him my number. We were talking about some battle rap stuff. And I was surprised that he knows a lot about battle rap. Now, I do know he's been working with Danny. They've been interviewing ballers. And when you interview ballers, you learn a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff when you're not interviewing them, like off the phone. Danny knows a lot about battle rap because he's in the culture. You can learn stuff through Danny. I do know URL was using NBS Central for some promotion. So I do know he has talked to Beasley. So you have that aspect. He's tried to set up battles. He's talked to league owners and stuff like that to try to like semi-sponsor some battles. All of this stuff gets you into the culture, gets you knowing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. This is how KO became KO. Danny Myers. I've been to Danny Myers' crib. I met his wife, Vicky. I met his kids, you know what I'm saying? And I just know him through the culture. So that's the extent of these relationships, you know what I'm saying? Now, when this thing first started, there was a live Angry Fan did with Danny Myers, and Danny Myers was airing out KO. Now, I was a little confused because he was acting like he doesn't use his Instagram. He was acting like he doesn't use his Facebook Messenger. He doesn't, KO has basically misrepresenting him, flirting with women. Now, I have a lot of IG messages with Danny Myers. Danny Myers messaged me probably 8 or 9 times just in July. So I don't know why he's saying he doesn't use his Instagram when I just Instagrammed the nigga. So I didn't really understand. And it's not like someone else messaging me on Danny Myers' behalf, because the stuff that we're talking about is stuff that would pertain to Danny. So right there, I already know Danny is lying, okay? That just flat off the rip. So he airs KO out. I hit KO up and I'm like, yo, what's going on with you and Danny Myers? Because I used to talk to Danny Myers on Instagram about KO just on some small talk. Just like, yo, KO speaks highly of you and like just small talk. KO tells me, he don't really know what's going on. Danny Myers throws him under the bus, goes on Cap show, and he said, I've been trying to call Danny. Danny doesn't want to talk, yada, 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 yada. And he tells me, he says, I feel like I'm getting scapegoated for his issue with Vicky. So KO knows that Danny Myers has basically went to North Carolina, started fucking with some chick over there or whatever, and the next thing you know, Danny Myers is back on the West Coast. I do know this for a fact too, because Danny Myers was talking to a league owner in North Carolina, and I was talking to the league owner, and the nigga was like, yo, Danny just moved to North Carolina. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, the nigga stay like right down the street. And then when I spoke to him later, he was like, no, Danny's moved back to California. So things are starting to add up, but I didn't really understand why he was airing KO out when they could have just spoke on the phone, resolved whatever issue they needed to resolve, and it could have been done. So I don't really know that. So that just lets me know that their relationship was fake. It was some bullshit. Maybe KO looked at Danny a certain way because he's super fanned out, like on some Stan shit. But Danny Myers was obviously using KO when the culture told him not to fuck with KO. He was probably using them because KO was helping Danny with money, helping Danny with you know, he's good with like thumbnails and different stuff and promotion and different things like that. And, you know, obviously he sponsored the Shoonie battle for him. Like there's sometimes, even when you don't fuck with people, unfortunately, you'll still find a way to use them. And I do feel like that's what ended up happening with him and KO to some degree. So if you ask me why he aired KO out, I do think that Danny, because Danny could have proved all of this. He could have just put out messages with all of these women that KO misrepresented him. He could have done that. It's like nobody's putting out any information that can prove none of what they're saying. So I look at it as Vicky caught you in some shit. And the only way, Vicky, I could see on the Polo, I watched Polo's live with you. Vicky was on your helmet, bro. Like she was in the live on some fuck caps, fuck hustle, fuck MBS. She's on your helmet and you're just taking it, sitting there trying to do the interview, but still trying to talk to her. She's hovering over you. She's like on your damn helmet. I could tell she probably got into some stuff, and to get out of it, you use KO. Like, yo, I don't even have access to my Instagram. It's not me. And that might be true if I wasn't Instagramming you like 5 or 6 times just in July. So it's just like, I did a blog. It was called Lies Need Company. When you tell one lie, unfortunately, you have to tell more lies. Lies are like Lay's potato chips. Sometimes you can't just tell one. And I also tell people all the time in this culture, there might be some interruptions because this is a van chronicle and I have to, like, you know, sometimes just look for stuff that's not readily edited in. But I tell you a lot of times, if you are transparent and you own your shit, you never have to explain nothing to nobody. I wish I could tell y'all so much about the case in the past and all this. My lawyer put a muzzle on me, told me not to even talk. I couldn't talk about a lot of that stuff. So sometimes when niggas be like, yo, explain this, explain that, I just could not explain it, even though I thought it was stupid and very easy to explain. And I had so much shit that would make a lot of this stuff just look stupid on the other end, the prosecution end. But I got a muzzle, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't talk about stuff. So you niggas don't have that kind of legal threshold. So you can just be honest, but y'all niggas don't be honest. So y'all just say stuff like, oh, I'm not on my Instagram, and that be a lie. And then the lies just keep adding up. And the problem with Danny Myers is he's told so many fucking lies in this entire story. So that is what happened with KO. He airs KO out. Now, MBS is KO, but it's also other people. It's also other people, right? They do a sports show. They don't just do battle rap. They do sports. And the people that do sports, it's not just KO. KO is the battle rap entity, but they also do sports. That's what they started. That's what they do. They hear about this Danny Myers, he impersonating niggas, doing this, doing all of that. And they're like, well, the only thing you're good for is battle rap, really. Like, you're the battle rap element of our thing. You're basically getting outed in the culture as not being a thorough nigga. So they fired a nigga from MBS. They take the YouTube channel, take the Twitter, change the passwords, F him over. I ain't gonna say F him over, but just gets rid of the nigga. So he gets fired from MBS. That's why you see him tweeting on KO right now. he does not have access to the MBS stuff anymore, or they told him not to use it. So he built up MBS for what their culture knows as a battle rap channel, and they let him go. So he feels like, well, damn, I built MBS up. Like, I'm the one doing the thumbnails and the this and the that and the graphics, and y'all niggas just fired me. So they voted him out, kicked him out. So if you want to know why he's on this quote unquote rampage that you want to say, it's because he lost his livelihood. He lost his money from MBS. He lost his money from him and Danny's show. He still has a job, but at the same time, sometimes your livelihood is this right here. This internet, this social media. What people knew him for is being able to post on the MBS with all of those Twitter followers. It's over with. So Danny kind of got him fired because Danny aired him out. So MBS finds out about it, vote him out, he gets fired. All right, cool. Now, this happens. At the time, Caps had not put the live on YouTube yet, but it was circulating a little bit on Twitter, so it was making its rounds, but it wasn't blowing up. But at the same time, the nigga still got fired. So Caps couldn't put it on YouTube because his account was suspended for 7 days, so he couldn't upload any videos. I saw Caps live, but if you weren't in his live, then you did not see the video. So, you know, your live may only have a couple hundred people. So it really hadn't made its rounds. But because I saw it, I hit KO up. KO tells me Danny throws him under the bus. I do some real nigga shit and I hit Danny up because I'm already talking to Danny sometimes about KO anyway, but not on no negative shit, but just like, yo, KO fuck with you, da 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 da, and we talking about different stuff that they be doing on the show. I hit Danny up, I say, what's up with you and KO? The nigga reads the message and does not message me back, right? Okay, cool. Now, I felt like it was kind of corny that he didn't message me back, but to each his own. You ain't got to message unbiased back. But when you don't message unbiased back, you don't get saved from blogs like this, because I had an opportunity to get your point of view. So you do not message me back. All right, cool. The days are ticking away. Achilles and KO do a blog. They start putting their receipts into the blog and everything. I do a blog. I'm the first person to blog on the video. They sent it to me when they first dropped it. It only had 100 views. Nobody has seen this video. I do a blog. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to lie, Danny. Niggas is dropping receipts. You might want to explain this. I didn't go through the whole video. I was talking about, you know, I'm going to keep watching it. I'll give my opinion a little bit. But I kind of knew the gist of the video. Wake up the next day, Piper Boy done a blog. It's exploding. People are talking about it, da 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 da. And, you know, you got angry fans, kind of like where he was killing MBS at first. He starts kind of like low-key kind of apologizing to KO or trying to like be like, man, maybe KO was right. All right, cool. The 7 days expired. Caps put the video out. He puts the Danny Myers Aaron KO video out. In the interesting thing now let me try to find this. That's what I'm saying. Bear with me, because I'm gonna look for stuff and talk. So let me just find something so I can try to sometimes explain certain things too while I'm talking to y'all. Let me find it. I tell you, a lot of times lives needs company. So when KO first did the video with Achilles and said, if you don't chill, I'm gonna basically just drop the ghostwriting shit. The nigga says he doesn't have a ghostwriter. That's what he says. Sound like Bart. I don't write for nobody. Well, this. All right. Yeah, all right. I want you to let everybody know if the bars that was put up was real. Did you write them? Did you send the email? And why did you send them to Miss Hustle? Yeah, nah, that was real. Nah, that's real. Y'all know I'm a real nigga. I don't lie about shit. Listen. I sent her them bars to Miss Hustle. Okay. At the time, I got a little ahead of myself. My bad. Let me go back. They put that you got a ghostwriter, and if you keep going, we're gonna drop the ghostwriter stuff. Danny's first response to that is this. Battle rap. I got the ghostwriter. Yeah, I don't fucking ghostwrite for nobody. Like,
You gotta think about this. I got my own particular brand of battle rap. I got my own writing style. If I was writing to somebody, y'all wouldn't hear it. Y'all would be able to easily pick it out and like, oh yeah, that sound like bar guy. Like, I don't write for nobody. Well, this is the thing, Daddy.
Okay, he says I don't write for nobody. Lies need company, right? Now they drop the round, right? Piper Boy does a video. They drop the round. After they drop the round, he has to change his story.
When I found out that I sent her them bars to Miss Hustle at the time when lie about shit. Y'all know I'm a real nigga. I don't lie about shit. I sent her them bars to Miss Hustle at the time when I found out that somebody was trying to help her opponent. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, this is why this is important. First, Danny said he don't write for nobody. He has his own writing style. Then they dropped a receipt, and then he has to change it. This is the problem when you don't own your shit. When you don't own your shit, this is the kind of stuff that happens. So they catch him in yet another lie. This is what Danny does, right? So now, lies need company. They catch the nigga in another lie. So the blog is blowing up. They done a blog on Danny. Now, Danny does an interview with Facts, right? I don't know why he did an interview with Facts. And this is not like me coming at Facts, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. He did an interview with 3 Letterman. He did an interview with Facts. He did an interview with Polo. All 3 of them interviews gave bloggers great stuff to talk about, you know what I'm saying, because it was fallacious, it was juicy. But let me look up something else as I'm talking to y'all. Why Danny did that interview, I have no idea. Because first he does an interview with Facts. He looks stupid. They asked him about the interview. He's acting like he didn't even see the Achilles in KO blog. They're asking him about, about the ghostwriting. He denied it. And it kind of ends with damn near like he just wanted a fade or whatever with niggas. So I don't know why. So he kind of looks stupid in the whole interview. Okay, he goes on 3 Letterman. I didn't watch the 3 Letterman, so I don't really know exactly what he said. Then he ends up on Polo's show. On Polo's show, it gets a little ambushed. Caps comes up there out of nowhere and just starts bombing on him or whatever. And then he's looking stupid. Like, why you wrote for? And why did you hit up Official and spit the bars and all this? Why you do this? So it's all he's getting attacked on both sides. Official comes up there and all this kind of stuff. He looks crazy. So my question to Danny would be, why did you go on a show when you have your own fucking channel? Hello, Danny Myers, you fucking idiot. You went on, and this is not taking a shot because we having a real video. Facts channel has 6.61 subs, 6,600 subs. Okay, cool. You go on that channel. You go on Polo's channel. Polo has 5.94K, almost 6,000 subs. Anytime you're in a situation, you got to be able to control your own narrative. You can't let niggas put you on the grill, get into these online spats with Caps, get into these online spats with Official. They're just going to put you in a box. You're going to have 3 and 4 people coming at you. Then you got Vicky talking to you. You look fucking crazy, right? But the crazy part is you have your own channel separate from MBS, not the one y'all used to do together. Your own channel, Danny the Bar God, with 22,000 subs. 22,000 subs. It's not too far from how many subs I got. You have your own channel. You let some other niggas take your content, monetize your content, make money off your content. You don't even eat on your own drama, which is stupid as fuck. You let other niggas take your content. They grind you up, ask you a bunch of questions, have you looking crazy. They own the content, can clip it up, do whatever the case. You had your own channel. You say you edit YouTube videos. You could have created your own response to KO and Achilles, and you didn't even do that. Instead, you went up there and really looked dumb, and you thought you was standing on business like, yo, I'm Danny Myers. I'm not necessarily running. You see, I'm doing these interviews. I'm not running. Bro, when you give your content away, you become a worker, bro. And I tell you all the time, you either the boss or you the worker. And when you become a worker, this is the problem that you have. And you are a fucking follower, Danny. You not no boss nigga. If you was a boss nigga, you would have took your own career and your channel and you would have controlled the narrative and you would have did everything on your channel. And you could have responded the way you could have responded. And you could have said, yo, I already answered what I wanted to answer. If you got any questions, go to my channel and run them views up. And I wouldn't have been doing all this shit. But y'all don't utilize your own channel. Go to other niggas' channel. Give them all the content. Let them eat off your drama, which doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. So, the 1 round drops with the hustle shit, right? 1 round drops with the hustle shit. Danny is like, oh, I tried to give it to hustle. Hustle didn't want it. Okay, that's what he says. Now, I don't even understand why you gave her a round in the first place. Because you tried to say, first of all, let me give you some context around that time. Danny wasn't really that known. He had not battled Rex yet. He had battled like Joe 9. He had battled JC. But he really hadn't really battled on the East Coast. I think he was on like one of the masses or something on the East Coast. Danny was mostly a West Coast battle rapper at the time. He wasn't on URL. He wasn't popular. He wasn't getting a lot of respect, all this kind of stuff. So he wasn't like really known like that. So you want us to believe Danny Myers. Oh, let me get back to what Hustle said. Hustle basically said she met Danny through Danny's manager, and Danny and Hustle kind of had the same manager, and they met. And Danny was like, you know, I'm a writer, you know, I wrote around from you because I feel like Official is getting help, so I'm gonna write you around. She didn't want it, and then I basically just sent the round later anyway. That's what Hustle tried to say. Okay, now Danny. Even though Hustle did not use the bars, she used like 1 or 2. Now that's not enough to go crazy about, you know what I'm saying? But I'll show you. If you look at, let me go. If you look at the screenshot, she was like, let me see. Let me find it. Bear with me. Them bars give her drive. I wonder how much Hemi charge her or whatever. This is like one of the lines Danny wrote. It was like a whole scheme or whatever. But that's the ending punch. If you go to the battle,
it's unfortunate. I heard your little friend of him, he had a PG. I heard his opponent was a semi-sparker. But you ain't show up to watch him get cooked in front of you. I guess you don't like Benny Hunters. I mean, the nerve of you, bitch. They said he wrote your raps. Himmy said you had a friendly offer. That's why you got so much drive. I wonder how much Himmy charge you. I mean, this shit.
Okay, so that's in Danny's notes, right? So is it enough to go crazy? I'm not gonna act like, oh, it's enough to go crazy. For the most part, she didn't really use Danny's bars. You know what I'm saying? But you want us to believe, this is what Hustle and Danny want us to believe, that you did not have a relationship with Hustle at all. You didn't really know her. She said you didn't really know her. Y'all didn't have each other's phone number, stuff like that. You basically was unknown a lot on, you hadn't battled on URL. You didn't really know her. You want us to think that you just felt like even in the playing field, you wanted to write for Hustle. Hustle denied it. I don't want to use the bars. I don't get down like that. And you just wrote the raps anyway. This is what you want us to believe, that you just wrote the raps anyway. Even though, and if you already had them written, then you want us to believe that you wrote the raps not knowing if Hustle even wanted the raps. None of that even makes sense, Danny. And another thing, I'm going to keep it real with you. I have more screenshots of the bars you wrote for Hustle. I think Piper Boy only put out maybe a page or something like that. Didn't he put out like a page or like a page and a paragraph? If you go here, right, there are 4 pages of bars that Danny wrote. 4 pages, Danny. 1, 2, 3, that's like a half. 4. You want us to believe that you wrote these bars. Let's just say you pre-wrote them. I'm going to offer them to Hustle. You want us to believe that you barely knew who Hustle was and you wrote 4 pages worth of bars and you didn't even know if she wanted them? That's what you want us to believe. That don't make no sense. You want us to believe that you wrote 4 pages worth of bars and Hustle was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want those bars. You want us to believe that. None of that shit makes no sense, bro. For someone that you don't even know. And don't give me we had the same manager. I'm not buying none of that shit. I'm not buying none of that shit at all. Like I'm not buying none of it. Hustle is fucking lucky that she did not use these bars. But I got a theory on why she didn't use the bars. It took me a while to try to figure out why you didn't use the bars. But I do have a theory. Now, but before I get into that, a lot of people think that maybe MBS is just snooping through Danny's shit, found all these screenshots, putting stuff out. I don't actually think that happened. I don't think that happened at all. And based on talking to KO, it seemed like that's probably not the story. It looks like, do y'all remember when Hustle and them did the 2-on-2 together, and after the 2-on-2, Hustle basically threw Danny Myers under the bus in Spaces and was like, the battle was terrible, and I think they lost the battle, and Danny did that rebuttal, and it fucked up the round, and all this kind of stuff. Well, Hustle was in Spaces, kind of throwing Danny under the bus. Danny was going to respond to Hustle, and I think he was going to air Hustle out. And I think because of that, and the way he felt about Hustle, I think he just started showing KO shit. Because him and KO is cool. You gotta understand, KO giving him money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he look at KO damn near like they cool. Even though I do feel like he was like low-key kind of using him a little bit, I do feel like at the end of the day, he kind of needed KO a little bit. Because KO was like helping him out when he was down, giving him money for food, little shit like that, buying plane tickets, helping him get back from North Carolina. That stuff is true. So, and anytime you ghostwrite for someone, sometimes you live vicariously through them, through the bars that you write. It's like, I'm not battling that person, but if my rounds win the battle. And I think he was going to air Hustle out. Even though he was definitely bothered. I interviewed him right after the Hustle situation. I interviewed him. I pulled up at his crib, interviewed him for a sit down, all this kind of stuff. I was like, yo, Hustle threw you under the bus, bro. You supposed to be EFB, all that. And he's telling me then that he wrote like 90% of that 2-on-2. He's like, yo, I wrote like damn near all the bars. I don't know what she's talking about. All this kind of, he's like Hustle really didn't write anything. Now, at the time, it wasn't that big of a deal because I know 2-on-2s, people help each other. But to write the majority of the battle is odd. But this is what he's telling me. I'm trying to get the nigga to put it on camera. I'm already interviewing him, but he did not want to talk about that. I will keep it a buck. He did not want to put it on camera. And I think the fact that they are EFB and he got to deal with Geechee and he got to deal with stuff like that, I think that he doesn't want all the backlash. And you got to think, you write a lot of street bars, and if you just start telling that you wrote on somebody, niggas look at you like you a snitch. There's a lot of repercussions to owning up to shit.
tit for tat person. I'm not you went and said this about me and tried to drag my name. Now let me do the same to you. Like I don't want to do that unless I'm backed into a corner. So I'm not gonna press the launch codes.
Did you?
Because I'm not a tit for tat
Hold on.
person. I'm not you went.
I'm not gonna press the launch codes. What that mean is I'm not gonna let people know all your dirty secrets and let you know you're being written for and all this kind of stuff. But I do think he let KO know. I don't think KO just all of a sudden got into Danny's email and found some 10-year-old email. I think Danny showed it to him, bro. I think Danny was like, yeah, Hustle talking all this shit, and I fucking been helping her for years. Here go a screenshot of it. That came out in a conversation with me and KO when I was asked him how he got the information. A lot of people like, oh, Danny's so stupid. He just giving KO his passwords, and KO, that sounded good. It sounded reckless. No, Danny was mad at Hustle and was considering airing Hustle out, and basically just was like, this is the shit I got on her. That's why KO has this information. KO don't have it because he found it. KO have it because Danny showed it. So that is that situation. Where I want to go next with this blog? I had to take some notes, man. Let me see where I want to go next. Hold on. Let me see. Let me look at something. All right, let's get back to why this is really what I think happened with the Hustle situation. If I'm being honest, I think Hustle, like, I'm on record. Let me just say this. I'm not the rest of these bloggers. I'm on record. I do think Hustle has a ghostwriter. I had an interesting conversation with Prep. Now, I'm not gonna say Prep just flat out told me he wrote for Hustle. I had an interesting conversation with him. And I was just like, based on the conversation, I was just like he was already telling me that he ghostwrite for people. Like, that's what me and him was talking about. He was like talking about how lucrative it is, how much money he makes doing it. I'm asking him why he doing it. It's fucking up the culture, all this kind of stuff. And he's talking like, man, I make more money ghostwriting than I do things. And then he starts, like, it's just some of the things he said. And I was just like, yo, I know he's helped Hustle. And obviously they used to date, you know what I'm saying? And he's telling me he's a ghostwriter. She used to fuck with Lotta Zay. Lotta Zay wrote for Quantic Kush. He's another ghostwriter. So I always thought Hustle had help. That's just me personally. I stand on that. I do not think Danny Myers just wrote some bars and offered them to Hustle. I think it was all planned that way. And I think when Danny wrote these bars, he wrote too many fucking bars, bro. He wrote too many fucking bars to just be a good Samaritan. That's what this nigga wants you to believe. Oh, I was just looking out. No, you wrote them bars, and when you found out that Official may be getting help, allegedly, when you found that out, you was like, okay, I'm helping her. I'm helping Hustle. Official is allegedly getting help. And I think when you called Official, bro, you really tried to throw Official off her game. You really tried to throw Official off her game. When I spoke to Official the other day, she said she didn't even know you when you called. She said, I saw Danny at a couple events. I said, hey, in passing. I never ate with Danny, spent time with Danny, talked to Danny on the phone. She said, I didn't even know Danny. So when he called me out the blue to tell me about this Hustle thing and started spitting these bars, in my mind, I thought I would just try to pre-rebuttal some of this stuff. So I tried to pre-rebuttal some of this stuff in my bars because Danny's telling me that Hustle is going to say this in a battle. But Danny, what I think happened is that he tried to throw her off her game, say this stuff, get her to switch her rounds, and then go back to Hustle and tell Hustle not to use it. That's what I think happened. The only other option of why you would call official, the only other reason why you would do it, if that's not the reason, is you and Hustle fell out. You wrote the bars for her, you fell out for some reason, and you tried to backdoor her. But she's not saying y'all fell out. You're not saying y'all fell out. None of this stuff. She basically went on facts and was like, oh, well, Danny wrote the bars and called me. I told him I didn't need them or whatever. I didn't need the bars. And then like a couple days later, these bars pop up in my email with the just in case attached to it. There is no just in case on these bars. There is no just in case on these bars. I don't know where this just in case comes from, and you could prove it's just in case, or Danny can prove it's just in case. If KO can find these emails, Danny can find the emails, and Danny can prove that you put just in case. But y'all can't. I don't think y'all gonna be able to prove that. It's not in these emails, and it's not in the subject matter. It's not at the end of the email. It's not none of that. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think he called Official to get Official off her game, and I think he wanted Official to kind of like write some rebuttals based on what he said and then tell you not to use it. And that's what I think happened. That's my educated guess. I don't have no proof that happened, because if the other theory is you and Hustle fell out, like you wrote the bars for her, y'all fell out and you tried to backdoor her, then you have to explain why you fell out with her in order to backdoor her. And the fallout part could be a lot of different reasons. It could be you wrote the bars and she didn't want to pay for them after agreeing to pay for them, and you like, fuck it, then I'm gonna spit the bars to Hustle. The fallout part is even like more of a rabbit hole. So I actually think you try to throw Official off her game. When you look at all this stuff, it just keeps coming back to Danny, bro. It's just dumb shit that Danny do. The fact that you would be calling Official that you don't even know, the fact that you would be writing for Hustle that you barely know, like you doing all of this stuff to try to, like, for whatever reason, to get on, to do whatever, you and her talking, you writing for her. It's like, my nigga, at the time, you not even on. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and this is a typical thing that happens in battle rap. Niggas that are lower tier try to get to a higher level, and when they don't get to a higher level, they still try to associate themselves with people within a higher level. They end up writing for people. You see it all the time. Prep is a ghostwriter. Newborn is a ghostwriter. A lot of Zay is a ghostwriter. None of these guys were top tier niggas, but they have great pens, very good pens. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Newborn was helping Official very well could have beat Hustle with Newborn bars. You can play Newborn all you want to, like he's some lame ass nigga that can't spit. When you look at Hustle's never been someone that I would associate a great pen to. That's not what I associate with her. She's a puncher. She's aggressive. That's how you describe her. She's not like E Hart with a pen. She's not 40 bars with a pen or whatever, and we don't even know if that's really her pen. But when you look at the lyrical women of battle rap, you kind of look at them too. I don't look at Hustle as being lyrical. If you give Newborn and you get him outside of choking and you just give him bars and put him in someone else's, let someone else spit his bars, Newborn is good enough to beat you, bro. He is good enough. He has one of the best PG performances on URL. He's good enough to fucking beat you. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may not. Let me hold on. Cause let me see if I can find this real quick without keeping y'all on hold too long.
Guys, I found the perfect complement to no-code builders. 5.
Hold on. I'm trying to find something. Bear with me, man. Bear with me. I'm trying to find something. Damn. I hate that I can't find it. Hold on. Hold on. All right, man. I can't find it. I was trying to find something to prove something about Newborn. I was trying to go to one of his battles on something he said, but I needed a timestamp before I did this video. But anyway, if you take Newborn at that time, Newborn had, even though he had choked and stuff, he had a lot of choking, he was pretty well respected for his pen. Nobody in them old Facebook groups would ever deny Newborn's pen. Never. So if you took his pen and gave it to someone else, Newborn, those bars can beat you in a battle. Because it's not like some of the people that y'all don't respect or whatever, it's not that they don't have bars. It's just that they don't have a way to spit them the way they get a certain respect. You can take a certain bar, give it to someone that has a different type of conviction in the way they say stuff, and it comes out differently. So I do feel like Danny Myers helped Hustle, and I do feel like Hustle wanted those bars and basically knew Danny was writing for him, and she didn't use them. Credit to her for not using them, but I don't think like this whole notion of I don't know nothing about these bars, Danny just wrote fucking 4 paragraphs or 4 long sheets about bars. I don't buy none of that. Like y'all don't even have like he don't know you well enough to be writing these bars for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe none of that stuff. And as far as KO, let me get to KO, man. I try to help this little nigga, man. I told him, just chill. Danny said his piece, you said your piece, and now all you gotta do is just sit back. Danny kind of looks a little crazy right now. He's on doing multiple interviews. Each interview he sounds dumber and dumber. You don't really gotta explain yourself no more. But he's too fanned out, and he got Hustle on his bumper, bro. Hustle is calling him left and right and texting him left and right. Why are you doing this? You're fucking up my livelihood. It's another reason why I know that like she's sweating bullets over there. On what else does KO have? What else does he have? Sweating bullets and all this kind of stuff, saying all this, calling him. He's folding. He on the phone with Hustle. He on the phone with Nez, battle rap, all this kind of stuff. They basically trying to bribe this nigga. Like, yo, change your story, do all this kind of stuff. Don't say this, don't say that. Next thing you know, this jazz shit come out of nowhere. And this comes out of nowhere, right? Let me see. This story comes out of nowhere.
Because it's like, you know Danny wrote for Jazz.
Yeah.
So
and he admitted to me that too.
Exactly. So why would he say, or why would they now try to curveball Hustle in there?
Because Hustle has always been
She easy to use. She just easy to use.
And during that time, and then.
Okay. Now, Nez, y'all niggas think y'all slick, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really think y'all slick. Y'all basically told this nigga what to say, told him you're gonna record him, tried to bribe him some money, and then he says this shit to try to make it seem like now he's trying to rethrow Danny under the bus even more. This whole video is a setup. This is a setup, bro. like I'm literally on the phone on silent. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas don't even know I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone mute. It's dead ass a setup. Y'all niggas are so fucking corny, and Hustle is so thirsty for fucking Jazz's spot and so corny in this whole situation. So That shit was all cap. But when you do stuff like that, KO, you lose so much credibility, bro. First of all, you can be bought for money. You let these niggas pay you to change your whole story and throw Jazz under the bus to try, like, you cave to the pressure of Hustle. You knew Hustle a little bit. You knew her because you had been talking to her. She already had your number. You already had a little rapport with her. She called you. She started talking all of this. You fucking up my career, all this kind of stuff, and you fucking caved. Try to be like, I didn't do nothing. I'm not the one putting it out. Everybody got everything from you. You had the stuff first, gave it to Achilles. Achilles gives it to Piper Boy. It gets out, but it starts with you. Own the shit. Just be like, yeah, I put it out, I'm mad at Danny. I put it out, it is what it is. Be mad at Danny. Danny the one gave it to me. Danny the one sent it to me. Whatever it is. But you did this stupid Jazz video. You don't have nothing on Jazz, bro. You don't have nothing. And even if you say what you said in this video, about, oh, Danny admitted that Danny admitted he wrote for Jazz. What you think gonna happen if niggas interview Danny again? If niggas go talk to Danny right now, Danny's gonna be like, I never told him that. That's why you can't say stupid shit that just don't make sense, bro. So at the end of the day, you own some clown shit, you own some goofball shit. The stuff you got, you done said so much stupid shit lately that it's like you lost so much credibility. The little shit you already didn't have no credibility. But you was cooking a little bit with the email. I ain't gonna lie. You had some other shit you sent me. You sent me a fucking screenshot of a note that you said was from the Hustle and Verb battle. You sent me a note and you said, this is from Danny Myers. This is from Danny Myers' iPhone notes. You said Danny sent this to you as another way, like, I should expose Hustle. Sent you an iPhone note. Those bars were verbatim from the Verb battle. But you have lost so much credibility with the Jazz shit that I don't even know if this is it. And I'm not gonna lie, if you had been able to prove this, you would have been cooking. You would have been cooking. You know what I'm saying? You would have been cooking. You had sent me. Where the fuck is it at? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Let me find it. You had sent me these voice notes. I mean, not voice notes. These iPhone notes, acting like they from Danny Myers, right? Well, you told me they from Danny Myers' iPhone. You said they from his iPhone notes, and this is from the fucking Verb battle. You know what I'm saying? But bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if this is really Danny Myers' iPhone notes because you have just been on so much bullshit with this Jazz situation. So you done lost all this credibility. You done some clown shit. You know what I'm saying? Some super clown shit. So you lost a lot of credibility. But so I don't even know where you go from here. I feel like your battle rap shit, I feel like that shit over with. I feel like niggas ain't really fucking with you. You had a little bit of time to try to like rebrand yourself, get back in there, but you done a lot of goofball stuff and you didn't cave to niggas hitting you up, trying to do this and do that and interview you and do that. You don't even know you ain't never had this much fucking attention, bro. You never had this and you don't know what to do. You trying to halfway expose niggas but still save relationships. Like I kind of fuck with Hustle. I didn't really want to expose Hustle. I just wanted to get back at Danny because he fucking got me fired. But I had to throw somebody under the bus, so you throw Hustle under the bus. And then when you start getting shit done at you, you just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to try to say whatever. And it's almost like this Jazz shit got you wondering, like, yeah, you can show me some notes and they can say Danny Myers' iPhone notes, but it's like, is it real? There was a time when you could have been able to prove this shit with more credibility, but you lost a lot of your credibility, bro. You lost a lot of your credibility. So I don't know. You on some cornball shit, so that's pretty much where I stand with you. And if you took that money, which I'm assuming since you made that video about Jazz, that you took the money that them niggas was offering you. They offered you money if they could record you saying that. And the fact that they recorded you lets me know you took the money. And that right there, you fucking a prostitute, bro. If you could be bought like that, you come out being like a fucking prostitute. And that's just what it is. So that's where you stand. As far as hustle, you didn't skate it by the skin of your teeth, but I'm not fucking buying that you had no idea that Danny was sending you them bars. I think you asked for them bars. I think you knew Danny was helping you, and you been getting help. That's where I'm at with you. I don't give a fuck, bro. A lot of y'all niggas can have all the proof, but y'all want the confession. You never gonna get no confession. None of these niggas are going to say, I wrote for this. Newborn wrote for hella niggas, bro. He wrote for hella niggas. If you ask him, he'll say, I didn't write for him. I didn't write for him. I didn't write for him. I know Newborn was helping Bonnie. I know all this shit, bro. Like, if you ask him, he would never admit it. He would never, like part of your battle rap culture is, I'm going to rap all this gun bar shit. I can't also be a snitch. I can't tell on myself that I did this and this and also be a snitch. So I can't do that either. So you're not going to do that either. You're not going to tell. You're not going to talk. You're not going to do this. You're not going to throw niggas on the bus. They're paying you. And anytime you accept money for bars, you also look bad. You also look bad. So ain't nobody going to come out and admit nothing. I mean, Quantum did a little bit, but everybody else is just gonna sweep it under the rug. But you see more and more proof. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There was Mike P coming out talking about he got emails. Now you got this Danny situation, you got this prep situation, and you was fucking with Lada Zay. All them niggas right for people. So that's where I'm at with Hustle. I never believe Hustle wrote her own material. Never. Ever believe that shit. And I don't have to literally see the bar. That's what y'all fanned out. That's what y'all got to do. That's because y'all Hustle fans. You know what I'm saying? But I already know what's going on. Like, that, this shit weird as hell that this would even happen. So, and a real big question is for Danny Myers to explain why he called official. That's a valid question of why you called her. Why did you call official? What was the real reason? Then they asked him on the live, the nigga was like, I don't remember. Bro, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, niggas just don't want to keep it real. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'll be back after the K-Shine battle, talk about it, recap it, whatever. But that's where I'm at with it, with that. All them niggas some clown. Danny did the most clown shit, though. He did that. He lied on top of lied on top of lied on top of lied. And MBS is responding, and then he started doing even extra clown shit because he started caving to fucking threats. And y'all be scared of motherfuckers and scared to say this and still trying to maintain relationships and all this kind of stuff. And that's where KO is at with it. And Hustle been a clown. BBL been a clown. So that all clown shit. But it honestly, bro, if it was a blame pie, it starts with Danny, bro. It starts with Danny fucking Myers. Holla at your boy.